Welcome to My Skeptical Sister. I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
And we are high tech this week.
We are trying a whole new editing platform or podcasting platform.
Yes, we're using GarageBand. I feel like I should have a guitar out or some drum set or something.
I know. I took a course on, which I'm so thankful now. I took a professional development 2 summers ago.
Wow.
Where we had to do all this stuff. So it was 2 years old that I'm trying to remember it all. And it was about like videoy.
That must be a term that I don't know.
Now I don't know how to say it. Video.
Videography? Oh, video.
Editing.
Oh.
So we would I don't know. We had to, it was actually if you ever get me really drunk, I could show you the music video we had to make. It is.
Oh, that's going to have to go
my gosh,
up on Facebook.
You
so
did
show me. Wait, is this like that?
Oh, yeah.
Like you're all wearing black
or
something?
It was real bad. I didn't want to do it. It was a lot of peer pressure.
No.
And, oh, gosh. Artsy people,
yeah.
we're weird.
It's very interesting. It's like interpretive dance, isn't it?
I did not want to do it. Like the whole time I just kept thinking, I'm getting paid.
Were you being a cloud or something? Why do I feel like I remember
like
a cloud?
Rain. I think it had to do with weather.
Oh, we gotta pull this video
It was so
up.
embarrassing. And the whole time I was doing it, I was like, I hate every second of this. But I did learn about GarageBand there. So
I love it.
In our quest to become better editing, smoother podcasts, sound as professional as possible, we're
stretching ourselves, people.
Yes.
Because it's a stretch.
It really is. So we're still going to use Anchor at how we upload and distribute, at least for now. Hoping that using GarageBand and editing here maybe allows for a smoother transition.
Yeah, I mean, in full transparency, I would go back and listen because I'm like, sometimes when I would listen to the edited version, I would hear like little clicks.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, surely that's not happening when it gets, out there on Spotify and Apple. And I go back and listen. I'm like, man, I can still hear it. So
yeah.
That's kind of where this came from. So,
and it could totally be my editing because
no, I don't think it is.
I tried to take out so many, and I was like, and they were like, and we were like,
okay, so that's me.
It was not just you. It is me a lot of the time too.
Girl, I listened last episode and I was like, okay, I need to.
And I was like,
I need to stop saying, but I need to formally apologize to you for how often I interrupted. And I was like, listen, there it is again. You're going to have to edit. I thought, if I were listening to this podcast, I'd be like, that girl is a bitch.
No, because I got a text from you that said, am I starting to get on your nerves? Because I can hear it in this episode, which tells me that I was being the bitch.
Because I was interrupting you so much. I should have been getting on your nerves. I totally should have. I take 100% credit for that because boy, you try to be mindful, but you get a couple beers in me and it just goes out the window. And I'm like, no, I need to say this and I have a better way of saying it. And I mean, come on, shut your mouth and just be a listener sometimes. So anybody out there thinking that about me, don't worry. I'm already on top of it. I already realized that I need to work on that.
Well, I also feel like last week of school leading up to it, I was just
stressful,
like so tired and stressed. And I feel like my bitchiness, especially poor Kenton, it's been building.
Kenton's a good spirit.
It's been building. So I feel like now that we're on summer break.
Yeah. Well, I kind of also feel that's funny that you say that because I thought, this podcast was only created for a need for fun.
Yeah.
But when we were in school, I mean, there were times when it was stressful. I know more on you because you were doing the editing side. But, now that we're going into summer, I feel like we're slipping right back into the pandemic. I don't know if you've had any anxiety about it, but everybody else is like, it's summertime. And I'm like, I just got out of being stuck in my house with my kids.
I don't feel that way at all.
I do.
Because, I mean, I understand that feeling of being stuck with your kids, but at least now we can go to the pool.
That's true.
We can go, oh my gosh.
That is true. Maybe I need to calm myself down a little bit.
Yeah, because when we were stuck at home working, that was miserable.
That was horrible. So maybe my state of mind just keeps slipping back into that. Like it's going to be that bad this summer. But
oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Getting
really the kids through school and then finally being able to start work at 3:00. Having my daughter almost burn the kitchen down while I was teaching.
Teaching.
Second grade.
Awful. It's awful. Yeah, and I'm like, I've got a baby on my hip while I'm trying to explain, and she's like picking my nose. And I'm like, oh, this is, I think at one point I actually got shit on during a faculty meeting. And I was like, well, this is new.
This is life.
This is a new type of life that I'm not down with. I can either be really good at my job or a really good mom. I cannot do both at the same time.
Not at the same time. Whew,
Yeah,
my
that was
goodness.
a lot. So
Yeah, so now we're in summer break.
right, so now we can be back to enjoying it.
Yes,
and
we can
it's gonna be
relax.
fun. Yes, I'm excited. You've talked me into it. Now I'm excited about the
Okay,
summer,
good.
and I'm back on track.
Awesome.
So, but we do need some business to talk about here
Oh.
because I believe you owe me $15.
Oh no, why?
Because you said that you'd be willing to pay me $15 if I was wrong about Mare of Easttown.
No, listen. They drink both.
Okay. So wait, we got to catch you all up. So earlier, I had Aaron watch the baby while I ran out to go to the liquor store because I was like, I want to drink something tonight, but I don't know what I want to drink. And then I went back to the beer cave at the liquor store, and I was like, oh, they're out of Corona, which is always my go-to. So I was like, well, that's good. It's going to stretch me, make me get outside of my box. And I thought, oh, there's Yuengling and the Mare of Easttown.
Which we have been obsessed with.
Oh my gosh, you all! If you have not been watching the show, it was so good.
Oh,
It was so
gosh, every
good.
episode.
And I loved her character
I
so
know.
much. I mean, I found a new love for her.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, I used to, you only think of her as Titanic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she was so good in it. Such
She's
a
so
great
good.
actress.
I always think Eternal Sunshine is the spotless mind.
Yeah, I shouldn't just limit her to Titanic. That's just what she's most known for. But
Yeah.
she's a great actress. But her character in this, I just love so much.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, every scene, that woman was cracking open a beer. And I was like, she makes me want to drink a beer so badly, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to limit myself a little bit more lately. And so I'm like, ugh. I'm going to drink a beer in her honor. So I was like, I'm going to get Yuengling. So I grabbed some Yuengling and I bring it home and I tell Aaron this. And Aaron's like, it's Rolling Rock. And I was like, shut your mouth. It's just like, that is the beer that they drink in the show. And I was like, I know that they were drinking Yuengling. I kept looking and I was like, Yuengling, that looks good. Turns out we were both kind of right. Some of the characters drank Yuengling. Mare's choice was Rolling Rock. So I'll give you that.
Right. Yeah. See,
So
we owe each
maybe-
other $7.50.
Okay, I'll settle on that. But I was like, I know I'm not going crazy because
Yeah.
at some point I feel like I saw her drinking a Yuengling, and that's when I dialed in on it. But
I remember it specifically because I remember thinking, oh, I want to try Rolling Rock. I don't think I've ever had one, and I've definitely had Yuengling.
okay, well, I mean, now we need Rolling Rock next time.
Okay.
But then I did at the liquor store. Sometimes I just turn into mom so quickly.
Oh no.
Because I just give too much information when I know that there's somebody that's kind of friendly and likes that kind of back and forth. I'm like, oh, here we go. Let's talk. This person's probably like, I'm just trying to do my job. But there was not anybody behind me, so I don't feel that bad. But as I go into this I'm like, have you seen Mare of Easttown? To this woman at the liquor store, and she's like, no. I'm like, oh, girl, you got to watch it. So I start going in, kind of telling her a little bit about it and everything, trying to get her hooked. And she's like, oh, I love shows like that. Don't have HBO. I'm like, girl, it's worth it. Get it just for the show.
Here's my code. Here's my password.
Yes, exactly. I know that's what, on the level I was at. And then all of a sudden, she was like, oh, I love anything spooky.
Oh.
So I was like, do you listen to podcasts? Nope, hate them. And I'm like, I don't know where you go from there.
Well, then never mind.
Well, because then I'm like, I could have just said, oh, well, then never mind. And no, I go into detail about oh, we have a live show. She could have cared less. And finally I was like, oh, there's that awareness thing. I need to get back to. Know when to stop interrupting and know your audience. So I was like, well, it was great talking to you. And I'm like, she's very friendly, but I thought I probably left there. And when you feel like you can tell what their reaction is when you leave, I was like visualizing her be like, geez, that woman was a lot. Oh, but anyway, it was funny.
I'm sure it made her minutes pass a little bit quicker.
Yeah, right. She wasn't doing anything. She
Yeah.
was no line behind her.
That's fine.
And who knows, maybe someday she'll I'll give it a try. I doubt it though. She was really anti-podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like talk radio to me. I hate it. So I just kept plugging away. But
That's how my friend Christine is. Christine.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
She's like, girl, I support you. I hate podcasts.
I'm not gonna listen.
I'm not going to listen.
I get it. It's fine. It's not for everybody. And we're not for everybody. And
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine too.
But we're for all the cool people who are still listening.
Yeah, but if you're here listening, you're cool.
That's right.
Okay, well, we've got some good stories tonight, but we are going to theme this night bro night.
Yeah, it's bro night. They're all
We
men.
got some bro stories, which never happens. I feel like we've always had a man or a woman or
At least a
sometimes
combination.
or sometimes people who don't want to give us their pronouns.
A non-binary.
Gosh, here's why I have such a problem with it. Because I can't remember binary versus non-binary. You can leave all this in because I
Okay.
feel like there's probably more people out there.
Uh-huh.
So this is probably a teachable moment.
Okay.
And I hope that if you are non-binary, you're okay with this conversation. I think it's kind of important to have.
Yeah.
Because we're living in a time period which thank God, I'm so glad I'm raising kids right now where it's
Right.
okay to be what you are. So I am 100% on board with that. It's trying to get my old ass lined up with new terminology.
I know it can be hard. Just think of binary as this way or this way. If something is binary, it's two ways.
Okay.
So non-binary
Means
it's it's somewhere fluid. It's somewhere.
It's fluid. I think I have such a block on it because the word non to me it just seems negative. So I want to be like, no, I support that, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm supporting the wrong thing. Please forgive me, non-binary people. I really do support you.
Sorry, that really tickled me.
I'm just so old that I am so afraid to offend. But I think that it is important that that instead of just not saying it, ask.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important too. Is like put yourself out there, be the dumbass. It's fine as many times as it takes. It's okay. I mean, Aaron has told me almost every episode it's non-binary, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying so hard. But the thing is that I'm trying. I think that's the good part. So
Absolutely.
I'll keep trying. Please forgive me. Eventually, it will set in. I'm like, I got it.
Oh
One
gosh.
time I had this little girl. I'm sorry.
No,
It's a
you're
side
fine.
story because this is how my brain works. Like when I get it locked in, it's so hard for me to change it. But I had this little girl my first year of teaching, and her name was either Micaiah or Micaiah, but it was spelled phonetically one way.
Uh-huh.
And I kept saying it. She kept correcting me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Finally, she stopped correcting me. So I was like, got it right. I got a new assistant, comes in, is like, what's your name, sweetie? She said, I don't know, it's either Micaiah or Micaiah. And I was like,
baby.
I have messed this child up so bad.
Oh no.
So it's not just binary, non-binary. It's just the way my brain works. And
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I think you're right. I think acknowledging you are working on it and you want to be respectful.
Yeah, and my end
You
goal
just-
is respectful, and not only respectful, like, wow, that's awesome. I'm proud of you all. I'm proud of you all for stepping out there and have that bravery, but I just can't get the terminology right, and I'm trying. So
Yeah, you're not giving up.
I won't give up.
Okay, yeah, so we do have a bro episode. They're not even fun gay ones, from what I can tell. But
It's hilarious. I love it.
I'm sure they're great. I'm sure it'd be a lot of fun to hang out with them.
They're fine, straight white men.
I feel so bad. I love my husband.
Oh, I do too. I know. And James always tells me, "Do you even like
Yeah.
white straight men?" I'm like,
yeah.
I'm married to you.
I love
I'll give
you.
you that. Yeah, you. I mean, you did it for me, but
Yeah, I mean, I can't listen to podcasts with male hosts. I
it's
can't.
hard.
Ooh, man.
There are a few. There are a few that I really do enjoy, like the journalists. The last one that I just listened to, the "Stay Away from."
Yeah.
Matthew McGill.
I don't like I don't like conversational podcasts hosted
The
by men.
banter part of it is
Yeah.
very different.
Even
for
if
me.
there's a female co-host, it still gets on my nerves, and that's horrible.
It's so
can't.
funny to me. I don't mind it, but
There's one that
I
I listen to,
understand.
and he tells two stories at the beginning,
Uh-huh.
and then his wife comes in and she tells listener stories at the end,
Uh-huh.
and I just skip his part, and then I just listen to hers. If I'm going to listen to
okay,
it.
listen. What's really funny? I know you're reading first, but my story is from a male podcast.
Oh no! And I'm sure they're
It's
great.
And one of them is a big fan of ours. Yeah.
Oh,
But it's okay. Listen, we love you, men, and we hope other people out there love listening.
Yeah.
It's like cats. It's like
Exactly.
We want to find them a good home. We want to find you a good home. We want to find you listeners.
I will give them a shot. What's the one that I hate? last podcast on the left or something.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
I don't understand.
It's just a bunch. It's loud.
Yeah.
Everybody's so loud.
I don't understand that one. So, I'm open-minded. I'll give them a shot.
There is another good one. I don't know the name of it, but the have you seen the redneck
The hillbilly?
the Democrat redneck?
Oh, no, but I know who you're talking about, and I do love that guy.
He's hilarious, and he does have a podcast with
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 other men, and it's really good. But it's also really informative, like
okay.
The news. But he's not, of course, as like on as he is in those YouTube videos, which is kind of interesting to hear him speak.
Okay.
In a different manner. So there are some good ones out there. I think maybe you've just been exposed to some that,
I know. I am open, and I will give. I'll give podcasts a listen. I have a hard time. It's like when you have a restaurant that you love one thing and you're too afraid to try anything else, which is dumb because podcasts, if you don't like it after 5 minutes, you turn it off. It doesn't cost you anything. But it's hard for me to just want to start a new podcast.
Venture out into it. I get that. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, okay. Let's get started.
Let's read this horrible.
No.
Just kidding. So this is from my neighborhood app, Hustle.
Yes.
Who knew that on neighborhood app there are so many different groups? But I was like, jackpot. There's a paranormal group. There's a bourbon drinking group. There's a single group. Yes. There's,
oh my gosh.
A singles app, which I joined. I joined their group, and I was like, I'm not single. I was like, I hope James never.
Oh my gosh.
Stumbles upon this, like, why is she in a singles group?
Oh my gosh.
But I even said, like, full transparency, but I invited them all to come to our live night because I thought
fun.
That would be really fun. You all can come and mingle, and what a great topic.
Right. You're like, I'm not single, but I'm not closed off. No, I'm just kidding.
But we'll see what happens that night.
Buy me some beers and
right.
I get unpredictable.
Like, James, think the kids think you need to go home and keep watching those kids. I'm kidding, honey. I'm kidding. He doesn't even listen anymore. It's fine.
Kevin does, so I would
Kevin,
never.
Don't tell James what I just said. Okay.
Okay, so this says, "Hi, I'm Josh. I saw your post, and my wife and I have some ghost stories for you." He was also not from your singles group. So, I used to work for a gold mining company in Colorado.
Whoa, that's fascinating.
I know. I did that for 15 years, up until we moved here to Kentucky back in March.
I didn't even know gold mining still existed.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you think we just discovered all the gold already and we're just not going to look anymore?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, can it be produced somewhere? I don't know.
I don't think it could be produced.
I have no idea.
I probably only know this.
Things
I didn't
work.
mean to make you sound dumb. I probably only know this because Kevin watches oh gosh.
He likes the treasure hunting
He
stuff,
loves
doesn't he?
That's
That's so funny.
Treasure Island and Gold Rush. He watches all kinds of.
I can't wait to see him out there with a metal detector one day. I'm like, it's happening.
Oh my
Kevin's
gosh,
living his best life.
That will fully be his retired hobby, like
so
with
cute.
suspenders, like his dad. Oh, he'll be adorable though.
You will be.
Okay. Anyways, about 11 years ago, I was working on a ramp project on one of our main haul roads at night. The road came down to a landing split right for our crusher and left to drop further into a pit. Mind you, this was an open pit, not underground. So just picture a big gaping hole is what I'm thinking. That could be our title. Big gaping hole.
Don't think so. It reminds me of the time I used the word crevasse and crevice wrong. That was said when I was trying to post a Facebook post. I was in Florida and I was like, I got sand in all my crevices. I was trying to say crevices and I asked Chad Ballard, how do you spell crevices? And he spelled crevasse. And so it made it sound like I had big open gaping holes. I was so gross. Sorry, go on.
Oh, goodness. The depth of the pit is around 6,000 feet from where I was working.
Wow.
Anyway, the project I had involved building berms, which I thought might have been a typo, but he says it again later, so I think that's just what it is. I just don't know what a berm is.
Me neither.
The project I had involved building berms with rock and were being brought to me from a small haul truck. And then in parentheses says 777. I'm sure that means something. I was in a loader, in parentheses, 99 2D.
Holy shit, this is bro night.
I know.
I bet James would listen to this like, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, we're not even done. There's one more.
Okay.
Round trip took the truck around 45 minutes to do, but I also had bigger haul trucks passing behind me. in parentheses, Cat 793F, 4 size reference. Oh, so now I know exactly.
Okay, so I do know cat is on the side of like bulldozers and stuff.
Do you know what the Cat 793F is?
Well, yeah. No, I'm kidding.
And I now have a perfectly clear image in my head.
Oh, that's funny.
Bro night.
Yeah, bro night. Drinking the Yuengling and having bro night.
That's right. They would call me over the radio anytime they got close, and I would stop so they could pass. Around 2:30 in the morning, I was pushing a pile for the berm, and my loader, for no reason, died. I had plenty of fuel. It wasn't an electric problem, and I didn't stall out. With the lights off and engine off, I was stuck on the edge of the road, in the middle of pushing,
Oh, no.
now looking into pitch blackness. I turned the key to the off position and back, but it didn't change anything. My two-way radio was dead, so I couldn't call out for help. I mean, like, that's worst case scenario.
Yeah, it is. Was it dead before? Like he knew it was dead, or like all of
No,
this
it
happened
sounds
at
like
once?
Everything happened at once.
Like
is
it just everything died.
Because he was saying that, they would call and say, hey, I'm getting close.
Okay.
In my rearview mirror, I see this light going left and right, swinging back and forth. I looked harder and saw an older man in roughly 1910s, 1920s clothing, waving his hands and a lantern back and forth, crossing his arms outreached.
What?
I know. This went on for a few seconds, then boom, the loader fired right back up and everything was working. I went and parked the loader because I was shook up, but I ended up back dragging my bucket. I'm sure that makes I can picture it after I read
Don't you
it.
always drag your bucket around?
I'm picturing like a bulldozer type thing that's
Right,
holding a bunch, and
right.
it was down, and he's backing away, so
So it's dragging the
it's
bucket.
back dragging,
Okay, I gotcha.
literally.
I'm with you.
If that's not it,
Yeah.
you
Write us in.
but like no, don't mansplain it, 'cause
Yeah.
I mean, just explain it. I do not know it, but not because I have a vagina. I just don't know that because I've never worked.
Just so you know that's how mansplaining works. It's just explaining.
No, mansplaining is normally explaining things that women know.
I know, that's what exactly. You just tried to
Okay.
mansplain that. I was trying to explain.
You're right. I'm sorry.
That was exactly what I was saying. Explaining is just if I don't have any reference to it.
Yeah.
But that can happen to any human being,
Exactly.
with or without a dick.
Yes.
That's just called explaining. But if you, I have had that experience.
Oh, I have too.
Oh.
I'm seeing the face in my mind right now. Where I'm,
I might be married to one sometimes.
Oh.
It only happens sometimes.
Yes, I understand.
And I catch him on it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." I'm like, But it's also because he does have to explain a lot of stuff to me because I don't know a lot of stuff. And it's okay. It's not because I don't have a dick. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. It's not because I don't have a dick. That's the title. Okay. I'm just going to read that last line again. I ended up back dragging my bucket on the ground, leaving. Very specific marks on the ground and in the berm. Around 6 o'clock in the morning, my shift ended and I was off for 3 days. I ended up telling my dad roughly where all this had happened. When we came back to work, they had told us we had a small high wall failure and showed us pictures. The absolute strangest thing was in the marks that I had made on the ground from about 15 feet from the berm where I was sitting had slothed off into the pit. So about 15 feet from where he was and those marks were, like the whole...
It looked like he went into the pit?
No, it's like 15 feet, just barely a little bit farther away from where he was. The ground had just like slothed into the pit.
Oh my God.
I know, so close.
How scary is that?
I know. And this had happened about an hour after we had ended the shift. I looked at my dad and said, I was right there. Look at the marks. Still to this day. I remember it as if it were yesterday.
Wow.
I know
Okay. So does he have like a guardian angel from 1910?
Right. Something that was like,
Stop. You need to stop.
yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about guardian angels. That's
Okay.
This is what I love about doing this because so many things get brought up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about them until they're brought up. I have
don't
never
know.
really put that much time into
Guardian
it.
angel wouldn't be wearing like time, like century-wise
I don't know how
clothes.
angels work. I mean, what if they're all up there in heaven and they're like, okay, dude from 1910, you're paired with bourbon guy.
That's a ghost. That's called a ghost.
I mean, if he's up in heaven, or if he's up in the afterlife.
Exactly.
But he's not here every day. He's not here haunting something.
I don't think all ghosts have to be here all the time.
Oh, well, that's an interesting concept. See, I always thought of ghosts as like they were kind of stuck between worlds.
I don't
So
know.
when I think of a guardian angel, I think of it like, I don't know. I kind of feel like they all have jobs up there, maybe. Like, you know, they're all doing some shit.
Eventually you'd get bored.
So they're like, yeah, right, you got to do something.
It's
like,
been
oh
like
my gosh,
100 years relaxing.
please do not tell me my afterlife is just like hanging out in a house with my kids.
What if it was at the beach?
Okay, but maybe kid free.
Yeah, by then then they'll all be grown ups. It'll be
Okay.
fun to hang out with their kids when they're grown up.
I work so good with kids, so I feel like they're like, your job is
No.
to watch these toddlers
I
at
feel
the
like-
beach. I'm like, oh no, I know I'm good at it, but please stop.
It would have to be the opposite of what you did in life, I think.
Okay,
Give
good.
you a break.
Or maybe you'd have a choice, probably, right?
Yeah.
Whew, I'm getting a lot of anxiety about what's going to happen in the afterlife.
I always love the ending, really the whole movie of What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
Oh, I vaguely remember that. It's been years since I've seen it.
Oh, it's so good. He dies in an accident, I think. No, their kids die in an accident.
Oh.
And no, it's a lot of heaven and hell and reincarnation.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of remember that.
And it's one of my favorite stories because, like, at the end, they decide, well, let's go back. And he's like, well, what if we don't find each other this time? And
Aw.
she's like, we'll find each other. We're soulmates. And you see little kids at the next part of the movie.
Oh,
And it's like they
that's
meet
so
again.
fake.
I know, but it's
I don't
so
know. I
sweet.
believe in soulmates.
Oh yeah, I do not believe in soulmates.
Okay,
I
well, there you
100%
go.
don't.
That is interesting. I don't either. But that's a sweet concept.
I think it's a beautiful
Kind of like
concept.
a sweet concept of guardian angels. I don't know if I really believe in them, but it sure is nice to think that there'd be somebody out there that's like,
Yeah.
whoa. But I mean, okay, if I were like to get real skeptical, which I don't know that I am in this case, because I'm going to throw guardian angel out there. At first, when you were talking about everything electrical, just stopping,
Right.
I thought, ooh, UFO. Are we about to hear a UFO story? Got real excited for that, but then there was like a guy from 1910, so I don't.
That's what aliens wear.
I know, like I don't know that aliens are UFO, you know, that they wear 1910 garb. That'd be interesting if they did. And they're like, we're caught up in technology, but not fashion. So you have to pardon us on that.
This is huge later.
Yeah, right. But so I don't know, you know, time traveling did go back in my mind. But then the second part of the story where it clearly feels like it happened to prevent him.
Right.
That's really interesting. So,
Yeah.
so to me, that's like, okay, maybe there is somebody out there looking out for you, and or hit somewhere in his subconscious. It's like he knew something was not right, and maybe he just accidentally hit something electrically. I don't know. Like maybe he did something that he isn't really aware of that he did to make it all shut down or whatnot. Like he knew this was unsafe somehow. But that's a stretch. I have no idea really.
When you said
It's a
time
UFO.
travel, when you said time travel, it made me think, what if he somehow time traveled back, like went through like a weird portal, and then nothing worked because he was in an era before all that electricity was readily available, and so everything shut down. But the fact that then the marks were there, nope, it was a ghost. So
What if?
okay,
What if the 1910 person was him? Like a time travel that's him.
okay,
I don't know, that came back and like made that happen, knowing, I don't know, like some sort of, I don't know,
Yeah.
Quantum Leap. Did you ever remember that show, Quantum
man,
Leap?
that was a great show.
Oh, they need to bring that one back. That was so good.
I would watch. I would kind of want to rewatch that right now
Oh, yeah, I'd watch the reruns.
because I was little when that came out.
Oh, it was so good. I used to love it. It was so exciting to see what he was going to be
Yeah,
next.
every week you were like, "What is he gonna be?"
Oh, so good. If you are younger than us, which is likely, go find that show somewhere. I don't even know where you can watch it anymore.
I
but
bet it's on
it was
Amazon.
So good. It was so good. But anyway, he was a time traveler, and so who knows? And if you're new to
he was a time traveler, he was a quantum leaper. He would leap. He would be different people. Even it wasn't like it was
that's
him.
true. That's true. He would enter different people's bodies.
Yeah.
Do I believe in that?
And he had
I
Al.
don't know.
Why do I remember so much of
Oh my gosh.
the details of
I
this?
don't know, but I can just remember the time that he the first time I ever saw him leap into a woman's body, and he looked in the mirror and was like, "Oh my gosh." Very interesting. But so yeah, and if you're new to the podcast, whenever I get to a point where I don't know, I can't debunk it, I have no idea, I call it a UFO. Like literally, it's an unidentified object because I have no idea what it's called or what it is. And that's what I'm going to say he's got here. I mean, I feel like I don't throw that out there too often.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of do.
Well,
Because
you
they're
always
ghosts.
say, "Do you think it's a UFO?"
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, "No, give me a minute, and then I'll
Okay.
come up with something."
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
But I feel like I kind of hold on to those, and this one only because of the second part.
Yeah.
Like the second part being like, "Whew, there had to have been reason why he stopped."
Yeah.
Could be a total coincidence, but I mean that's.
Mm-hmm.
I would leave there thinking somebody was watching out for me that day.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
All right, so you ready for mine?
Yes.
Okay. So this is from the co-host that Aaron hates. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. The subject line is a paranormal story for the podcast.
All right.
Okay. My co-host for our Every Playlist Tells a Story podcast. Admittedly, I've never heard of this podcast.
Oh my gosh, that is 2 male podcasts and music.
Yes.
I won't listen to this one.
I know you. Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Definitely won't. Oh, that's yeah.
But it tells a story. I do like music that tells a story. Okay, I'm back in.
Okay, Erin. If you're a new listener, she also does not like music. She
I just
doesn't
don't
really
care
listen to
for it.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it.
It's not what her go-to is. I feel like
Yeah.
you have to be in a mood. I've never walked into your house and heard music playing. I feel like you walk into my house all the time. And there's music
I
playing.
always think that's so weird.
That is so weird. That's weird to me. I always have music playing when I'm
Yeah,
cooking.
and I'm always like, aren't you distracted? Like, it is loud. I can't take
No,
all
I am drowning out all of the children.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so sorry. This person's name is Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy. We're getting back. Okay, my co-host for our Every Playlist Tells a Story podcast, Todd, and then he gives the last name, but he is the host of a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like
Am I
that's
okay to
okay.
say that? Okay. Todd Denk, who is a big fan of your podcast, by the way.
Okay.
I know, and I don't know how he heard of us because I have not heard of his podcast, so
I know.
that's awesome.
I'm so sorry, and I will listen.
Oh, I thought you were saying you knew him. Todd Denk?
Todd, I'm going to listen.
Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely give you a go. We can't promise we like you. I mean, that's okay. We're women. We don't have to like you just because you're men.
He's like, he was a former fan.
Yeah, right, not anymore. This Todd.
I'm
if
so
you
sorry,
listen,
Todd.
We like to razz. We're fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at Kenton. He's still...
Kenton's still with us. If Kent can hang in there, you can too, Todd. Get over it. Asked me to send in my first and only paranormal encounter. In 2007, I just moved into a new home. This house has a fully furnished basement with a TV and a huge sectional couch. One night, I fell asleep watching this TV and woke up in the early morning hours. Unable to get back to sleep, I turned on the television and found The Lord of the Rings. This is such a bro night. Not that women don't like Lord of the Rings.
That's right.
Whew. Okay.
It's again like a cat for me. I appreciate that other people like it.
I just don't understand them. Okay. I turned on the television and found The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers movie was playing.
I really thought you were going to say, and I found the Lord the first time you said, I turned on the TV and I found the Lord.
And I found the Lord.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Now, I am a fan of all things hard rock music. Oh, I love it. And I go on band binges with my music choices. At this time, I was listening to a lot of Ronnie James Dio, D-I-O.
Oh, yeah. They're
Dio, would you say Dio?
Or killer.
Well,
I don't know.
I had to look him up. I listened to a couple songs.
Bro Night.
Interesting. Bro Night. Ronnie James Dio. If you don't know who Ronnie James Dio is, I looked him up. Think Ozzy Osbourne.
Okay.
Meets Jack Black from his band.
Oh, I do love that band.
Okay.
Why can't I think of what it
I know, I can't either. And I meant to look it up before. It's James. It's my husband's favorite band. He serenades me with that one really inappropriate song about having sex with women.
Oh, well.
Sometimes you gotta fuck them hard. I mean, have you ever heard that
Yeah,
song?
I've heard that
It
one.
is hilarious. And he'll get up there at karaoke and be like, this is dedicated to my wife. I'm like, don't dedicate it to your wife. Please do not dedicate that song to your wife.
Oh, that's funny.
So anyway, he's like, he's kind of like that. But it's from 1975, the first song I listened to, and then 1980, the second song. So within that time span.
Okay.
So I kind of feel like Jack Black used this guy as his
Muse.
Yes, okay, for his band. Okay, so in the movie, so he has this song, this Dio song going through his head because he had just listened to it.
Okay. And because those movies are so boring.
Right, so as he's... oh, sorry, bros. Yes, as the Lord of the Rings is playing, he's also listening in his head to music.
Okay.
In the movie, I was at the scene where Gollum is leading Frodo. These are so foreign to me. Where Gollum is leading Frodo and Sam through the dead marshes where dead faces could be seen in the water. And I'm like, oh, maybe I want to watch this.
I have seen this.
Okay. I always had a hard time understanding what Gollum was saying, so I turned on the closed captions so I could read his dialogue. Not long after turning on the closed captions while internally singing this Dio song that was stuck in my head, the closed captions disappeared. Just when I noticed that they were no longer scrolling on the bottom of the screen, one word in captions started flashing right in the middle of the screen. It was a 3-letter word, D-I-O.
What?
Right, so he's got this Dio song in his head.
Uh-huh.
Has nothing to do with Lord of the Rings.
Uh-huh.
And he turns on the closed captions, and then it disappears. He's like, wait, what happened to the closed captions? And then D-I-O pops up spelled on the screen.
Ooh, that's super weird.
Right?
It's like the TV was reading his thoughts.
Well then, as soon as I made out what it spelled, I heard a big crash above me on the main floor. I went upstairs in my bedroom directly above where the TV in the basement was located. My chest of drawers fell forward on its own. This piece of furniture is very heavy and would have to be pushed or tumbled forward like this. Again, this piece of furniture stood directly above where the TV is located in the basement. It tumbled when DIO was flashing out of place on the TV screen. No explanation for this event, but to this day, I tread carefully whenever a DIO song comes on the radio.
Ooh,
Thanks.
so don't look him up.
Well, I did. So it is, like when I say Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
he was dark. I mean,
Right.
he would, ate the heads off of birds and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of that was kind of like shock value.
Right.
Right. But this Dio guy, the first song I listened to, it kind of looked like a gargoyle was in it. It was kind of
Yeah.
like, not demonic, but it kind of flashed that. Definitely like, not heavy metal, but,
Yeah.
lighter than heavy.
Medium.
It was like medium,
Medium
metal. These guys, because they're like music experts.
Never
they're
gonna listen again.
They're
I'm so sorry,
offended. They're
Todd. I'm
so
so
offended.
sorry, Jimmy.
Oh, Todd, listen, you could put a little heavy metal music to one of our, our intro one night. We'll let
Oh
you do
my
that.
gosh, will you guys make our open?
No,
Now
I
they
love our opener. I love our opener.
Oh my gosh.
But maybe in tribute to them as like an apology. One night, you all make up the music and we'll play it for one night. No, but so sorry, gentlemen. I don't know much about music. I like music, but I don't know much about it. And it sounds like they are like hardcore. You pick somebody from 1970s and you knew all about them and knew a song well enough to play in your head while you're watching a movie. I mean,
Yeah.
you know your shit. Okay,
Yeah.
so, but anyway, it did seem kind of dark. Like,
Yeah.
This guy did. I don't
Okay.
think all heavy metal is dark.
Right.
But I think this particular guy seems like he might be on the edge of some demonic things, maybe. Or at least he portrayed that in one of his videos.
Okay.
Not that I think that has anything to do with it, because I think two things happen. I think you dreamt it.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he was probably drifting in and out of Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
That song is like either playing or it's in his head or whatever. And that just seems like what? That would be a weird scene to dream. So you're dreaming it, and then an intruder, somebody upstairs.
Oh my gosh.
Intruders happen. They happen.
Okay.
And then the intruder was trying to get something out of the big heavy drawer. It falls over. It's loud. That guy's like, I got to get out of here quick, and makes an exit.
Man.
That's my debunk.
It's been a long time since you've gone just dream
Yeah, it is. I mean, because I don't want to always blame it on dreams. Sometimes I think it could always be a dream, but
I don't know. I don't think my dreams are vivid enough for that. I've never been able to read. In fact, I think
are
that's a
you kidding
thing.
me? You will call me and tell me in detail your dreams. I feel like they've got to be the most
I don't.
vivid dreams.
I really truly think, at least from this one show I watched on CBS, I don't think you can understand reading like letter formation
Oh, what movie
in your
was
dream.
that? It
That
was
weird show
Clocks.
Evil on CBS.
Oh, that's right. That was such a weird show, but it was Clocks. You couldn't tell Clocks.
No, because she was like, "This is just paralysis. What is it? Sleep paralysis."
Uh-huh.
And so she decided she was going to write a poster or
Oh,
write
that's
on
right,
her
and
wall
it
because
got
she couldn't
real.
read. So she's like, "I'll know I'm dreaming
Oh,
if I
that's
can't
right.
read."
I wonder if that's true. Any sleep experts out there, please let us know.
Yeah,
Maybe they
because
just
right
made
now
that up.
that means that you're
Okay,
wrong.
well, no, then here's my other
Okay.
backup. My backup debunk to that is I wonder if there's anything in TV language that DIO stands for. Because
Yeah.
DIO, while there are three letters that say DIO,
Yeah.
could also mean something else. Digital input outlet.
Wow. Look at you pulling that out of your ass like it was
Sure.
nothing.
I mean, literally. No, I didn't literally. I mean, really.
Oh gosh. Oh,
But I
I promise you, as a witness, she did not literally pull
I did
anything
not,
out of her ass.
I did not pull anything out of there, but I really don't know where those words came from.
You said him as if you already had him written down in your
I
head.
really didn't. In fact, I didn't come up with that second debunk until on the spot when you said that. I was like, yeah, that is a stretch. But for real, it could be telling you that the subtitles were stopping for some reason because you have a digital problem or you have some sort of problem.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird, really weird, I'll give you that, like a really freaky coincidence that you were listening to
Yeah.
that particular song in your head.
We'll have to ask Dad.
Yeah, we could
He's
definitely
a
ask Dad.
sports director, so he'll know TV.
Yeah, he might know something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just casually, Dad, what do you think DIO stands for in the TV world? But yeah, so very interesting.
Yeah, both stories were really good.
They were, and
Good job, bros.
yeah, bro, who knew you had it in it, bro? And you didn't even mansplain anything in either of this.
Turns out listening to a bro story from a woman didn't bother me at all.
As long as
I'm
two
just
women are telling it, it's
Jimmy,
fine.
I'm sure if you were here, or Josh, I'm sure I still would have been
We
interested.
would try to stay focused as much as we could. Now,
I really do like men. I don't want it to sound like I don't like men. I do.
no, I do too. I have no problem with him. I mean, he's coming this way, yesterday. Especially like to look at him.
That was like two different songs. S to the what? Were you about to say?
I never know what it says after that. I just know like the cadence. I just know it's like
Don't know
like
how you do the voodoo that you do so
yeah,
well.
if
It's a
somebody else
spell.
sings it, I can hop in on it. But she does start spelling something right there,
I don't think she does.
and I'm not very good at spelling. So yes, she does. She's like, and he's coming this way. Something something S to the dent to want to get with me.
Okay, maybe she does do that. I don't know for sure. I'd
I
have
don't
to
know.
listen
I'll put
again.
you $15 on it. She spells something and then goes right at
$7.50.
Oh yeah, $7.50.
Okay, well we are ready for our fan favorite, and
I dropped the ball.
you did, but it's okay because I had one waiting in the wings.
Okay, good.
So this means I get 2 weeks off. I don't have to.
That's right. The next two are mine. Dibs.
Not that I don't love lavishing attention.
Of course.
Okay, so this is one of my best friends, and you all have heard about her. She wrote in, she had the cool story about their house in St. Louis and the light flickering, and then it followed them to Louisville. Don't say anything different.
No, I wasn't. I was going to say, and then she swallowed the gum. No, she dropped the gum.
She dropped the gum in the communion.
If you have not listened to that episode, you need to go find it because that one is hilarious.
It is so funny.
That story, and not us. Like that episode, we were so funny in that episode.
No, Teresa's
She
story.
is
Hilarious. So she is my very talented, one of my very best friends since 6th grade, thanks to Christine, who forced me to, she said, look at that girl sitting all by herself. We're going to go sit with her.
Oh,
And so-
I love Christine for that.
I know. So we went and sat with her, and Christine was like, the three of us were best friends now. And Teresa was like, okay. And that's how Christine is, and that's how
yeah.
Teresa and I are too. We're like, we'll do what you say. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Christine's a little pushy, but in that case, I love pushy people that are empathetic. You know, like,
Yeah.
that's great.
So Teresa is she's such a good fan favorite because, first of all, she talks nonstop about, like, to all of our big group texts, she'll say something like,
Aw.
I'm listening to this, and I've got a group text with about, I
Yeah,
don't
you got
know,
a
7 or
bunch.
8 girls.
And I caught her not too long ago, like, just happened to catch her promoting us to River House, which was hilarious because we keep trying to get that crab dinner and have them sponsor us. And she even put that in there. Like, it was on Instagram, and they had posted a picture of that
Oh,
crab
that
tower, that
the
seafood
tower we
tower.
gotta get.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, man, it really is beautiful. But anyway, or like on that post of River House, she like tagged us in it and was like, I don't know if you all heard this podcast, but they talk about you in every episode, so you
Oh,
definitely need to listen to it. And so, it's weird how they've not reached out to us
I
yet, though.
know.
What are you
Which
waiting
is
for,
why
River
we're
House?
boycotting. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah. What do you have?
No, we're
what
not.
are you waiting for?
We're
Yeah.
just not saying your name, except we just did.
Except for I did a whole bunch, but that's okay.
That's okay. So, yes, she's always, putting us out there. She's awesome. To my friend who does not listen to podcasts, she's like, I don't even understand what you're doing on your way to work. Why aren't you listening to them? So, and they're of course coming on the live night. She's so supportive and awesome. So, she also has amazing things happening in her life that
She
need
does.
promoting. So,
Uh-huh.
her husband is a really sweet guy who owns a cool eye shop. And I say cool, it's hard to make a cool eye doctor.
Oh, yeah, but he's done it.
This building is so cool. It was like a 1970, like hadn't been redone since the 70s or 80s. And
Yeah.
this building was looking rough. And they completely redesigned it because Teresa is an amazing interior designer.
I picture hot little Teresa in there with like her like little wand and like ding, and just everything looks so perfect. Like she
Yeah.
just waves her hand and all of a sudden it's beautiful.
I know. She has such an eye for everything. She's incredible.
It's right in the heart of the Highlands.
Yeah.
Right, and it's got the big.
Yeah, so if you're looking for an eye doctor, you go to Fall City Eye Care, and they've got these really big sculptures of glasses in the front yard, and
They decorate them for different events, like for Derby.
Yeah.
There was, it's really
Pride
fun.
Week. They have little flags in it and stuff. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
so cool.
Yeah, they're so cool. The whole place has a great feeling and vibe, and the building is beautiful. If for no other reason you just want to go check out the
Yeah,
building,
right.
and they have like on the walls the renovation pictures, the pictures
Yeah.
of what it looked like before, and then now.
Yeah, which is really cool. But also, not just is it a really cool place, and you're like, oh, my eye doctor is even cool. I'm
I
so
know.
cool, my eye doctor is cool. But I took Miles there when Macy James scratched his cornea because she was loving on him too hard when she was little. And he was so good with Miles. I'm
I
like,
know.
this guy. And I didn't even know him that well. I just knew him as, your friend's husband. That's about
Right.
it. But I went in and I was like, he just fell in love with Miles, and Miles
Yeah.
fell in love with him. And so Miles keeps begging to go back to the eye doctor. I'm like, I don't think we have a reason, but maybe one day just for fun we can go pop in and say hi to Dr. Michael.
Almost ready for kindergarten. He needs to get his eye exam.
Perfect, because that'll shut that kid up. He keeps begging to go back there. So
Yes. So if you need an eye doctor, check out Fall City Eye Care in the Highlands. And if you need an interior designer, she even said, don't even worry about promoting me. Just promote Fall City. But
no way.
absolutely not. Go to Tim Interiors, which stands for her initials, Teresa Yetzi Martirana, Interiors. And her website is timinteriors.com. So check that out. She's also on Instagram. She posts really cool pictures of things that she's designed.
Yeah, you
They're
all
gorgeous.
follow her. I mean, if you're like me, I just love to look at what people do in spaces and
Yeah.
places, and she is.
The house that they live in now was,
Oh my gosh, does
Just
she have that on her Instagram?
yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely
This, like,
follow her. It's
Little
amazing.
tiny old lady was born in the house that she lives in now.
It
lived
kind
her
of looked
in-
like a witch's house.
It
a little
did.
bit. I just interrupted you. Sorry.
It's okay. Lived there her entire life. I think she even died in the house. Ooh.
She's a witch.
And I
Witches are
remember,
fine though. I like witches. It's fine. Go ahead.
I remember her telling me, she's like, go, here's where the key is hidden, which it's not hidden anymore. This was before they moved in. She's like, go check out the house because we're about to start demo. So go check it out before. So I just like let myself in and walk through this house and thought, oh girl, this house
Oh wow.
is scary. Like, I mean, it was just
Dark. Oh, was
It
it
was
dark?
so
I feel like it
dark.
was really dark. Yeah.
It was so dark. It was so cramped. And I thought, oh, why?
What have you
Why would you do
done?
this? Your house in St. Matthews was so cute. And now, I
oh,
mean,
it's gorgeous.
it is breathtaking. She has
It
the most
is.
beautiful house I think I've ever been inside.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I only saw pictures from before. I drove past it, I think, one
Yeah.
day. But wow, I mean, even if we didn't know Teresa,
Yeah.
that is incredible, the transformation she did. So just
Absolutely.
follow her and at least just go see that.
I know,
It's
perks
amazing.
of having her as a best friend. I just
Right?
put her to work all the time. I'm like, what would you do here? She
That
tells
is
me in this.
so awesome. Yeah, she helped me do my kitchen
I know.
for free.
Yeah, don't advertise that. She won't do that for
She
you
won't
all.
do that for you all. That's just for us.
All right. Well, so thank you so much, Teresa. We love you, of course.
We do love you. She's just got this. When she's around, she brings calm, I feel like, to any situation. Like, you
Yeah.
feel like she knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, like she was over here, and I'd already had one kid, and she had just had her first, and brings her first over with Macy James. And she's kind of asking me, like, little questions here and there. I'm like, you don't need to know the answer. I feel like you know it all. Like,
I
she
know.
just has this way of, she's one of those people that you look at and you're like, they have it, like that it factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't get jealous of her either. It's a
Right.
weird thing. It's like she's got this, I don't know, it's just like that aura of like,
Yeah.
I'm not gloating, I just am.
The only time I've
Amazing.
ever been jealous of Teresa, because she also, Megan mentioned, hot little Teresa. She is
hot. She's hot.
And she also, back in our college days, used to be naked Teresa. She would just be naked all the time.
Damn, I wish I would have known naked Teresa.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be really weird if she brought her toddler over and just started getting naked.
I wouldn't put it past her. She seriously was naked all the time. And one time, I mean, I got married at 22. I was really young.
Yeah.
And a bunch of girls came to visit, and we were there for the week. They were there for the weekend, and she was naked, because she is. And my husband comes home.
Oh, shit.
And I remember putting my hand, like, on her, like, upper, like, collarbone area, and pushing her so hard into our closet. And she was like, what the hell? I was like, my husband
Cannot see
is
all
not
that.
seeing this perfect little body. I mean, it's not happening.
Oh my god.
I need him to love me forever.
Yeah, and not look at you during dinners. Could you
kidding me?
imagine? Like, you'll have all your friends' dinners.
No.
You're like, I know what you're thinking. I'm gonna smack him for no reason. Quit looking at her.
I'm doing this for our friendship.
Yeah.
Get in there. I need to love you both forever. So,
That's hilarious. I love that story. Oh, that's great.
yeah, so thank you, Teresa. We love you so much.
Yes.
Well, let's get down to business again. We talked about business at the beginning.
Yeah, we definitely have more business.
So next Thursday, we're going to do our movie night for Patreons for our $5 tier. We're doing it a week early because
Hello.
we have our live event on our normal third Thursday. So we are going to do our movie night next Thursday. If you sign up Thursday morning, you can still get in for it. So
Do it. It's fun. We had a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. We always, it's Megan and I talking during the movie, which sounds annoying, but whatever. We have fun.
I mean, I feel like it would be annoying, but people seem to think it's funny.
And then at the end, we usually open it up. Hopefully, we can keep doing that. I mean, if it gets real big, I don't know if we're going to be able to keep doing it. But for right now, we're doing it.
Yeah, and I want to say also, we've had a little bit of rockiness starting it off.
Oh, I know.
But now that it's summer, I feel like the day before we can maybe plan something and practice it and figure out something. Now that we have
Yeah.
time on our hands, we can play with things and make them perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it was a little rocky last time. But we have the best Patreons, and they were
We do.
so
Everybody's
sweet
so
and patient.
supportive. Yeah.
So our movie night will be on June 10th. And then on June 17th, we have our live event at Third Turn in Oldham County. So if you guys want to come out, it's a free event. If you want to, get drinks and dinner and stuff like that, then obviously we're not paying for that.
Yeah.
We broke. But but we're just working on donations, and we'll be selling our stickers for $4.
And also, I do want to say that if you can, please RSVP, because we need to know how many tables to kind of section off and stuff like that. So you can find that event on our Facebook page and also on Third Turn Brewery's page.
Okay.
On Facebook, their Facebook page too. And if you don't have Facebook, that's weird.
Send
I don't
us
know.
Send us an email.
TikTok video. Hashtag my skeptical sister. I think, do you hashtag and TikTok?
Yeah.
I don't know how they work, but
know
But
if I would
please,
see it with hashtag.
oh my gosh, actually, this is kind of fun. Get inventive. Like, tell us how you're coming, but through a TikTok.
Oh my
That would
god.
be so fun.
I think you have to.
I can see Angie doing this. Angie, I know you're not coming, girl, but still do a TikTok and hashtag it, send it saying you're not coming because you live in Canada. And I just want to see you do a TikTok, girl.
Oh goodness. Yes. So please let us know if you can come. We hope to see you there. We cannot wait to meet some of you. Michaela from Tennessee said she might come.
Girl, that would be awesome.
I know.
love her. I love her so much.
I love her too. I was just listening to her podcast on
I
my way
feel
over
like
here.
we just suddenly got new friends.
I know.
Doesn't
it's
it
the best
feel that way?
feeling.
It is. I mean, who knew? Start a podcast, get new friends. It's great.
It's so much fun. So if you can, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, or like us. I don't really know how the other ones work because I do everything on
I think
Apple.
you can make us your favorite or something. Or,
Yeah.
So do whatever that is.
All of that helps, and we're doing. I don't want to toot our own horn, but
Toot it, girl.
Let me-
toot it.
my goal has always been to hit 200 listens before our next episode comes out. And the last 3 weeks, we've gotten to 200 on the Tuesday before.
And tonight, it's Monday.
We're at 200 on
Girl,
Monday night.
We made it. Now we have been sitting at our rating on Apple Podcasts at 82, which is really good.
That is great.
But we've been sitting there for a couple weeks. So
Yeah.
if you'd like to drop a line telling other people to come listen to us, I mean, that wouldn't hurt you. And we also make your username so that I can find out who you are so you can be a fan favorite. Because someone's like, oh, this is such a nice review. I wish I could make this person a fan favorite, but I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, what else is there?
I don't know. It's been a lovely night.
Lovely. Find us on TikTok. Find us on Facebook, especially. TikTok is silly, but Facebook
But it's
is
fun. Your white snake video was pretty funny.
I felt real embarrassed because I was at a bar and I was like, guys, please don't look at me. I'm gonna.
I thought it was
And
hilarious.
Connie was like, you're going to do a TikTok right now?
Right now. She's like, you should have put Connie in.
I know, I
it."
should've.
Aw, next time we'll get her white snake video in.
That's right. Okay, well, thank you guys, and we will see you all we'll talk to you all next week.
And
we'll
see you soon.
We will see you soon.
Bye, guys.
La 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 la.
Oh my gosh. There's a
Oh my Lord.
Sarah, your son is here. No, it's our friend Sarah, our fan favorite son, coming to see if anybody can play.
He's at a ball game tonight.
You said a black-eyed child. Just. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I don't know how I feel about guardian angels. I think I would believe in those more than I would actual. Oh my gosh, it's a black-eyed Kevin. So many black-eyed visitors tonight. Oh, you scared me to death. You scared the shit out of me, Kevin.
Of What Dreams May Come, which the
Remind me.
porn name is Wet Dreams May Come, but this is What Dreams
Wait,
May
whoa,
Come.
whoa. That just threw me way
No,
to the left.
What Dreams May Come with
All I
Robin
can hear now
Williams.
is Wet
I know,
Dreams.
every time I say it, that's why.
Oh,
why I
that's
have to say it.
hilarious.
It's very interesting.
Jinx. Poke. Pinch poke. Jinx poke.
Kevin said
Poke.
Kevin said pinch poke the other day.
Ah,
I was like, oh, see,
you
it's so
trained
neat.
him well. Or the Canadian trained you well. Who knows?
No, I've always said pinch poke.
Hey, listen, people on Facebook, write in. What do you say? Pinch poke, owe me a Coke, or
Poke, you owe me a Coke. That's dumb.
Jinx poke, you owe me a Coke?
Yeah, when you say it that way, it's okay.
Jinx pinch poke, you owe me a Coke. It's a lot. It's a lot. You think?
You always say jinx, and then you take a breath.
So funny
Why
that we're
are we
going
doing
back
this
to this
again?
argument. Because clearly we both feel really strongly. It's worth farting about. It's worth farting around about. Okay. All right. So you ready for mine?
Okay, I'm sorry. I got on you so bad for stopping every sentence last week.
I know. Sorry.
And now I'm doing
It's
it.
okay. Payback. You're the one editing it. I'm just kidding. No, I should edit this one.
Okay. No. I'm not going to interrupt you until I really need to.
Okay. Now I am a fan of
Wait.
all.
I'm so sorry.
You're such a dork. Okay.